If you're looking to dramatically improve the taste of your food, Haitian Epis is the way to go. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make it at home as a complete beginner in the kitchen. So let's get into it. First, you're going to need a blender. My uncle bought this one specifically for that. You're going to need some fresh ingredients. So we have, my mom's helping me with this, by the way. We have some green bell peppers. We have some garlic. We also have some spicy peppers. We have some curly parsley. You can also use regular parsley, it doesn't really matter. We also have some green onions. We already washed everything, so we're gonna get straight to cutting. So I grabbed my cutting board and now I'm gonna put on some gloves. It's not necessary, but I highly recommend it because these are very strong. So if you forget to wash your hands or you don't wash it properly and you go and touch your eyes or some other sensitive part, you're going to regret it and say you're never going to step foot in the kitchen again. Okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. I have this bowl right here to put everything when I'm done cutting them. Let's start with the green onions. There's not a specific way to cut them. As long as they're not too big to the point where they're breaking the blender, you're good to go. And we're going to use the whole thing. So we're going to cut everything all the way to the end. And then we're going to put it in the bowl so it can be out of the way. Like this. And this is perfect if you don't have a lot of counter space. Now let's move on to the parsley. Parsley is a great addition to Haitian Epis. But you don't want to add too much. Otherwise, it will be so green that you will ask yourself, what the heck did you make? First, I remove the ends because you don't need that. Then I bring the bowl and I'm just gonna cut the parsley. Again, there's no specific way to cut this, and parsley is very easy to blend, so don't worry too much about how you cut it, okay? Alright, now we're gonna move on to the bell pepper. If you want your epis to have beautiful color, you can add different colors of bell pepper. You can add the red one, the orange one, there's also yellow. Whatever floats your boat, go for it. And again, there's no specific way to go about this. It's gonna be blended anyway, so just make sure that it's not too big so it doesn't break the blender. But other than that, just whatever works for you, go with that. Personally, what I like to do is I will cut them vertically like this, just so I can have smaller pieces. Then I will cut the vertical pieces into smaller ones. But like I said, whatever is most comfortable for you, go with that. That's the beauty of learning how to cook at home, because there are no set rules that you have to follow. As long as you're able to learn and get better, whatever works for you, you just do that. Okay, so now I'm adding the bell pepper to the bowl so I can get it out the way. Moving on to the spicy small peppers. Now, these bad boys, you do not want to add them if you cannot tolerate spicy. You can either skip them or you can add however much you want to add, however much you can tolerate. Okay, some people, you can add 1, 2, 3, whatever works for you, really. I like spicy. I can tolerate it, so I'm adding that. However, if you or other people who will be eating the food cannot tolerate spicy or don't like it, you can skip that, because you never know how spicy they are, and sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. Next up, garlic. Now, you really don't want to skip that, because not only they give amazing taste to your food, but also they prevent your epis to turn completely green. So you're gonna cut them into smaller pieces like we did for everything else. And remember, there is no specific way to cut them. As long as they can fit into your blender and they're not gonna break it, that's good enough. So I'm gonna put them in the bowl right here, just like I did with the other ingredients. So I'm adding them, and I'm just making sure that I pick up every little piece because I don't like wasting food, y'all. There are parts of the world where people struggle to access food on a daily basis, so I'm always grateful for everything I have, and I try not to waste it. Okay, now that everything is cut, I am just mixing them and we're gonna be preparing for blending. So I'm just showing y'all what it's looking like right now. So I'm just gonna move this out the way, wipe the counter, and bring the blender over. Now, this is the first time I'm using this blender, and you might be wondering why I'm mentioning this, but you will see exactly why in a little bit. I'm gonna start by adding my ingredients into the blender. I'm gonna add them until they reach the top. It might seem like I'm adding too much, but once they start blending, they will take much less space, so it's totally fine. Okay, next we're gonna add some oil. So I'm using this one right here. The oil is gonna be the base for everything, and it will just help all the ingredients stick together and move around a lot easier. So you want to make sure you add that. And that's about 3 tablespoons. Next up, vinegar. So for this one, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon. It's an acid, so it helps to give your food great taste. After adding that, we're just going to make sure that everything is secured so we can get ready for blending. So now that everything's ready, I was really confident and excited to see this Epis come to life, but I did not know that I was going to be struggling so hard with the blender. See here, I'm just trying to figure out how this thing is supposed to sit on. I don't even know. I was just trying to figure out how to put it the right way. So here I thought it was secure, so I was just making sure, and then I'm just gonna plug it in and get ready to start. Like I said, I was real confident, but then I pressed the button and nothing happens. I was like, what is happening? You're supposed to work, but I try to press the other one, still nothing. So I take out the whole thing, trying to play detective with it, trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I didn't have the manual in hand, so I couldn't just... Now that I'm looking at it, I could have just went on Google and looked it up, but I really wanted to figure this out on my own, so I just kept looking, and then I decided to give it a try again and see if it was gonna work this time. After looking at it for a little bit, I decided to try it again, and this time I hear a clicking sound and I'm like, hold on, I heard something, and I try it. Yup, it was working. I was so happy that I didn't give up on the first try. So now I'm just blending. The good thing about using blenders with this type of blade is that it doesn't make the Epis too liquid, because you don't want that. On the other hand, I don't really like the fact that I have to hold the button to keep it going. I would rather just set it and come back to it when I think it's ready. But it does the job. I would prefer if I could just set it and forget it. Let me show you what it sounds like. As you can see, it's not quiet, but it's not too loud either. After blending for a couple minutes, I'm just gonna take a look and see if I like the consistency. Now, some people prefer a very chunky paste, but some people prefer it to be more liquid. Whatever works for you, again, totally up to you. So here I'm just showing you what it's looking like. It's beautiful. It's not too green, it's not too liquid. That's just how I like it. I'm done with this batch, so I'm gonna grab a bowl and just pour that into the bowl. I have way more to make. This is just to show you how to make it. So I'm just gonna grab it and pour it into the bowl. I was not expecting the whole thing to just come down, but you know, I gotta learn somehow. But I'm just gonna remove it, because you don't want that in your food. And I needed to do the rest. So I'm just gonna remove it and put it back in the blender. So you can see how the blade is shaped, and it's perfect if you want to make Haitian Epis. That's the one you want to use. So I put the blade back in the blender, and here I'm just gonna show you what the Epis is looking like. And this is the whole batch I made with my mom. I'm gonna bring some home, but we're gonna save some in the fridge to use throughout the week. but we're also gonna save some in the freezer so it can last longer. As you can see, it's beautiful, the consistency is perfect, and it will give your food amazing taste. If you want to learn how to cook but have no idea where to start, check out my new step-by-step ebook where I teach you exactly how to get started. It's perfect for those who don't necessarily have the time to watch multiple videos but are ready to dive into it. You can also check this video right here that's being recommended to you because YouTube thinks you'll find it useful. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.